Welcome back, everybody. It's another edition of New Guitar Day. The date is Friday, August the 12th, 2020. It's about 5:25 in the afternoon. Had to invite my assistant in to, as we always do, she wants to come in and sit on the box, but she's only going to be here for a moment because we want to crack open the box. So we're going to whisk her away, let her go back and take a nap, and we will proceed with our New Guitar Day. So what we have here, again, we're on the Grote boat, as they say. We have another Grote guitar. This again is just for note, the box looks like it survived. I'm always amazed by the minimal amount of packing that Grote puts on their guitars. There's no double boxing. I guess that's part of the bargain, is they go cheap when it comes to packaging. Thus far, I have not received a damaged one, although I've seen other people online that have received damage. And frankly, it's pretty shocking that they're not damaged, considering how minimal the packing is. Just a single box, and their use of styrofoam is pretty anemic at best, but it does sort of speak to the ruggedness. You can hear the guitar sort of flopping around in the box. But again, the record thus far has been pretty spectacular. So without further ado, so what we have here, because I like the Sunburst model so much, I went ahead and got a cherry red one. These were selling really quickly. So I thought, why not, since I really like the Sunburst model. You know, the first thing that I have to mention is this is the second guitar that I've gotten from them that has no styrofoam. And you can see the gash in the box. And it'll be a miracle if the strap button hasn't been just pushed through the guitar. I mean, again, an absolute fail, in my opinion, unpacking a 1-cent piece of styrofoam that could really save tragedy. This is always sort of the moment of truth. I don't feel any snapped headstock or cracked neck. I'll be really curious to see how the strap button did. It's funny when these guitars come and the weather's warm, the bag just wants to stick to the guitar, because it's sort of been in the truck all day, sort of commodulating. So we'll try to free this as quick as we can, because I know when I watch New Guitar Day videos, who wants to see dead camera time? And trust me when I say I'm doing this as quick as humanly possible. And the first thing that I'm going to look at is, in fact, the strap button, because that just is really, it looks like there's absolutely no damage. On first inspection, got a typical dust. The action on this one is actually much lower than the other one I got. I had to lower the other one, so someone did a little bit of lowering. The knobs are a little bit punched down. Pull them up so that they're not banging in the guitar. This one's not really punched down on the guitar. We'll take care of that later. So, gaze upon the beauty. I have no idea if the playability is going to be anywhere near close to the Sunburst, which is an amazing value for a guitar. Turn it the other way. But we're going to do our 20-second forensic inspection. Then we're going to come back, going to stretch the strings out, give it a play, and we'll be back for our final conclusion. Okay, so our 2-minute quality control, there doesn't seem to be any damage at all, which again I find just absolutely amazing considering the abysmal packing. You know, they still don't secure this. It happened to be in this position, but I've gotten it where it was like all the way up here, and the headstock was against the box. That is shocking. Obviously the guitar's been dinged around, and that there was no styrofoam there is just beyond belief. I'm going to take a photograph of that and send it to them. I mean, maybe they like getting guitars back. Anyways, this is where the rubber meets the road. Plug it in. I was just going to mention the fit and the finish just visually is not quite up to par with the Sunburst. But again, in this price range, if it plays good and it sounds good, I could care less if there's minor imperfections in the binding or the finish, or those things don't really matter to me. And you really can't expect, you know, for $159 a perfect guitar. So we'll be back. Oh, someone wants to come in and inspect again. But watch, she's going to disappear just like magic. Okay, so we're back for the final conclusion of this new guitar day. Again, because I like to annoy people, I repeat the date. It is August the 14th, 2020. A beautiful mid to soon to be late summer's day here in Great Falls, Montana. And my final conclusion is this. And I can only speak for myself. I would never recommend a guitar to anybody because I have no idea what kind of guitar you want, what your standards are, what you're looking for. But for me, this guitar is an incredible value. $159.99 delivered to your door. Came all the way from China, ended up at an Amazon warehouse in Stockton, California. Took a bumpy ride up to Great Falls, Montana, in a very, very, very sparsely packaged. Again, it's shocking that this guitar didn't show up with just major damage, but it didn't. As far as I can see, it has no damage at all. The place where I would have expected it would have been right here, because there was absolutely no padding in the box and it was just bashing against the cardboard, but somehow it survived. Not that I'm comparing it, but keep in mind that a brand new Gibson ES 335 with a gloss finish goes for $2,900, and I'm sure it's a much better guitar. But the question is would I appreciate those differences? And the answer to me is really obvious. Not so much. Again, probably cheap everything, but out of the box it plays amazing. Even the action was set lower than the other one. That took me 30 seconds to adjust the action. There's no fret buzz, no notes choke out, rings clear all the way up the neck. I don't feel any high frets. The finish on the fret ends is outstanding, as smooth as you can imagine. You don't even feel any tooling marks on the edge of the frets. The tuners work surprisingly well, considering they're probably the cheapest sealed tuners you can possibly get. The pickups sound warm and articulate. Again, I'm playing this at bedroom volume, so obviously I have a sneaky feeling if this were to go out on a stage, you'd really start noticing a big difference between what a professional pickup would sound like. But I don't play on stage, so why would I pay money for something like that? So again, there is a model number to this guitar. I have no idea. Grote's very vague. They just sell it as a jazz guitar. They also have another jazz guitar which has just got the simple single P90 on it and no cutaways. But they call this the Jazz 2, but obviously it's a homage, a rip-off, a copy, whatever you want to call it, of an ES335. Many companies have borrowed, stolen, used this body shape. since it was first brought on the market by Gibson back in, I think, 1958. And again, I don't love the name Grote, but when you're playing the guitar and you're enjoying it and making music, you're not staring at the headstock. And when you get older, things like the name of something just really don't matter. So again, quick review. Fit and finish, out of a 10, I would give it an 8.5. Playability, I give it a 9.5. Tone, I give it a 9.5. Looks, I give it a 10 because it just looks beautiful. I mean, it's a transparent cherry finish. This camera won't show it, but you can see the light wood grain. There's certainly no flaming or anything. What would you expect? Again, every time you find a little flaw or something that you're not super happy with, you just say, oh, that's right, $159. That's right, all is forgiven. So, for you aficionados out there, just keep in mind that's the ultimate that you have to add into the equation, $159. The inlays are well done. By all appearance, they're straight. The binding is sort of an aged binding, which sets off the cherry really nice. I'm just really pleased. I have no idea if I'll be pleased a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, but today, on this new guitar day, very pleased. So there you go, Grote ES 335 copy. Thank you very much for joining me again for another edition of New Guitar Day.